So Bill, can you tell us how we can get around that universal problem of trying to get a class quiet when they just won't be quiet at the beginning of a lesson?
Well, I'm assuming that the question is talking about your beginning relationship with a new class.
Yeah.
And you've got 4, 5, 6 kids calling out, 3 or 4 kids fiddling with objects or whatever. A little bit like the picture here, you know, with kids fiddling with water bottles or pencil cases. Some kids calling out, asking you your name, you know, why are you here, what's your name? And when you've got that much fractious noise, the big challenge for the teacher is to get that sense of calming and focus so they can begin the day. And rather than pick off any one particular behaviour, most teachers will say things like, can you please be quiet? Can you please stop talking? Will you please face the front and listen? And generally a question's not helpful. It's not a request. You're not asking their permission if they will be quiet and listen, if they will face the front, if they will stop calling out. And you'll see some teachers, no offence, they'll say things like, what did I just say? Didn't I just ask you to be quiet? Why are you still talking? Now, when we're trying to settle a class, it's far better to use directional language, calm, clear directional language, as we scan the eyes of the group. Something like, settling down everyone, settling down, thanks. Several students are still calling out, hands down for now. So if several kids are still calling out in class, rather than try to answer any one of those kids, we'll cue them in, CUE, we'll cue them in. All right, several students are calling out, hands down for now, and eyes and ears this way, thanks. So again, bringing it back to the eyes and ears this way. If several kids are fiddling with the window blinds, fellas, you're fiddling with the window blinds, it's really distracting. Yeah, eyes and ears this way, thanks. Yeah, leave the blinds, thanks, and eyes and ears this way. So each of those brief cueings, those CUE, those brief cueings, are very positive. We're not saying don't fiddle with the blinds, don't call out. We're saying a number of students are calling out. You need to be looking this way and listening. Fellas, you're fiddling with the blinds, so you're describing what they're doing. You need to be looking this way and listening, thanks. So in the sense of the describing and directing cues, the teacher's very conscious of keeping it calm but positive, while still cueing the rest of the class to settle, look and listen. So the use of language, calm, clear language, which is easier said than done, of course, is the challenge when you're settling a class. But not to try to pick off any one student or 3 or 4 students. If 4 or 5 kids were fiddling with objects like, you know, water bottles, pencil cases, key rings or whatever, rather than say, you shouldn't be playing with those things, or why are you fiddling with a pencil case, or why are you being silly with a water bottle, which are always pointless questions, we would say to the whole class, a number of students are fiddling with objects. Not all, because it's not all. A number of students are fiddling with objects. It is really distracting. Eyes and ears this way, thanks. So again, the brief descriptive cue, a number of students are, and the strong directional cue, you need to be. And as the teacher's doing those brief cues, those little nip and tuck cues, as it were, trying to find that little break in the kinesthetic traffic, as the class starts to settle down, commensurate with the teacher's calmness, the teacher will then and only then say, thank you, you're much more relaxed now, good morning. I won't even say good morning to a really restless class until I feel their return calmness to me. But as the teacher leader, it's my responsibility to cue, CUE, that calmness by the kind of language, including non-verbal cues of course, that I'm sending out to the class. And the underlying theme of that is the ability to convey calmness on the one hand, confident calmness, not cocky or arrogant calmness, and the ability to use language in a positive way.